What is co-hosting on Airbnb? How is it useful to property owners? How much money can you make? And lastly, some gotcha items to make sure that you're aware of. We're going to answer all of these questions and more, so let's get started. So what actually is co-hosting on Airbnb? A co-host is someone that helps you host guests on your short-term rental property. The co-host can deal with setting up your listings, bookings, guest interaction, situations, questions, maintenance issues, cleaners, pricing, coordinating pictures, basically everything to do that takes with running an Airbnb listing. It could be as hands-on or as hands-off as you would like. So if you only want someone to message your guests, you could do that. Or on the other side, if you would like someone to handle everything on top of the maintenance requests, picking out the furniture to list your Airbnb, you can do that as well. You can basically set up all the responsibilities of a co-host to do whatever works best for you in your situation. Co-hosting on Airbnb is nothing new. It's actually been around since Airbnb was created all the way back in 2007. But back then, it was through long-term property managers that just offered short-term rental services, and it wasn't uncommon for these property managers to take anywhere from 20 to 35% of the gross revenue. Fast forward a couple of years later, and Airbnb has actually helped hosts pair up with other co-hosts on their platform. This has been the case for a couple of years in other markets around the world. Now, Airbnb has recently brought this feature to the US as a couple months ago with a new marketplace that allows hosts to search for co-hosts in their area, see their services and rates, and even message and hire them. So how is a co-host useful to you as a property manager? Well, if you need help at all with any of your listing or managing guests, it could be extremely useful as a host. Maybe you never started a short-term rental before and want someone with experience with short-term rentals to pick out all the furniture, set up the description and key selling points, automate the cleaners, and a whole bunch of other points. This could be extremely useful for someone in that situation that wants to make more money than renting it out long-term with long-term tenants, but doesn't want to spend the time nor the energy basically learning a whole new industry or business. Another situation could be if you're an out-of-state investor and want to have boots on the ground. This can make it a lot easier when you need maintenance work done or if you need to reorder supplies for the Airbnb. Or lastly, another common situation is that the host is local but doesn't want to deal with the day-to-day dealing with guests and answering their messages. There are no set prices for any of the services for being a co-host. It can range as low as 10% all the way up to 35%. Usually it's a percentage of the net revenue that a co-host takes, which basically means it's the money that the host receives after it pays his taxes and fees to Airbnb. The percentage can change depending on a lot of factors, but some of the biggest factors are usually what the services that are being provided, how much competitors you have in the area, and what area you live in. Some common situations for co-hosting are providing services dealing with all the guest interactions, coordinating the cleaners, and any maintenance needed. Usually these co-hosts charge anywhere from 15 to 22% for these services. So say for a place generating $4,500 a month after fees and taxes, that would mean a co-host would receive $833 per month with a 18.5% fee. Another example could be if you're only handling the messages and interactions with a guest, you most likely could charge anywhere from about 10 to 15%. For the same $4,500 a month, that would mean $563 per a month you would make with a 12.5% fee for being a co-host. I would say that these two examples seem to be some of the most common services that hosts are asking for on the marketplace. You might see these one-off hosts asking for setting up a listing or picking out the furniture. Now these situations are uncommon, but they do happen, and if they do, I would recommend you charge either an hourly rate or a set fee up front. So for example, maybe set up a listing with a description, title, and search terms, coordinating the pictures and all that needed to actually set up the listing. I would charge anywhere from about $400 to $700. There are definitely some items to be aware of if you're thinking about either hiring or becoming a co-host. Number one, Airbnb is only acting like a marketplace to find a co-host, so they don't provide any resources between the actual partnership. So they don't provide the pricing guide, the agreements, nor the insurance, and they just put you in contact with one another. Number two, as of right now, co-host seems to be invite only, but if you do have prior experience in hosting, you can apply to the program. Number three, make sure to get an agreement in place and run this like a business from day one. What happens if the guest, say, breaks a stool or sets the furnace to 85 degrees when it's negative 10 degrees outside and the heating bill is 5 times the usual amount? Now, these are things that have actually happened to me in the past while hosting. So who is going to pay for that damage or unexpected charges? And number two, make sure that both parties are protected, whether it's something small being broken or like a major fire or flooding happening to the unit. Number four, you don't have to live in the area to be a co-host. To pop up in the area, you just have to put in the zip code that you would like to be a co-host in. And lastly, number five, talk to several co-hosts. Co-hosts can offer a wide variety of different services at different qualities too. So you want to make sure that you ask the right questions to see which one works best for you in your situation. If this video was helpful, please smash that like button and share this video with a friend. If you're looking to become a co-host or a host yourself, please use the referral link down below and support this channel. Tell me down below in the comments if you guys would like to see a video on all the automation that we use for our current short-term rental business. I'll see you guys in the next one, and this is Kevin, your financial tutor, signing off. Peace.